Well, up next is going to be something I had a little breakthrough moment the other day, going back and forth with some people on some Bible studies on a Facebook thread. And because I was always under the impression that once the Antichrist does the deed and they start chopping people's heads off, more and more people will start coming to the truth. And I'm starting to see now that can't really be. I don't think. I think. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Let me just read you this here. 2 Thessalonians 2, 9 and 11. Again with the 9/11. Sorry. Like Romans 9/11, that tells you. And of course, they love Revelation 9/11. So God's world, has their 9/11s, and Satan's world. This is about Satan's world. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, talking about the Antichrist, with all power and signs and lying wonders. So the Antichrist or the false prophet, they're going to have, the false prophet especially, supernatural lying signs and wonder. The false prophet will. Okay? Yeah, I think this is the false prophet. And for this cause, God shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. This is where the sheep and goat get separated. If you fall for the strong delusion, you don't fall for it and then have the lights come on. Once you fall for it, that's it. You're overtaken. He's handed you over to it. And if you want to understand what all is going on in 2 Thessalonians 2. Exalteth itself above all that is God or all that is worshipped. So it's talking about the Antichrist. The wickedness be revealed, shall consume, shall destroy even his mouth, whose comings is after the working size of all lying. Okay, so it is talking about the Antichrist, but the false prophet, of course, makes fire flash down from heaven in the side of man. So, I mean, that's a section. That's the false prophet. And he doeth great wonders, so he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the side of man, which is what Elijah did. So the false prophet is like the Elijah pointing to Christ or pointing to the Messiah or pointing to Jesus. And that's what his job is to do. Now, for I would not, brethren, that you should be ignorant of this mystery. You should be wise in your own conceits. That blindness in part has happened to, this is not Israel, the overall church, as we are grafted in Jews. This chapter is specific to all of the Jewish lineage, as there is a remnant of the bloodline that will come in to the truth after all of the Gentiles. See, because what you had was the Jews were in the truth and the Gentiles weren't, and then the Gentiles were in truth and the Jews were not. Now, this does not include the fake Jews. They say that they are Jews, but they are not, but they are of the synagogue of Satan. They say that they are Jews, but they are not, but they are of the synagogue. That is said in Revelation 2:9 and Revelation 3:9. Both says that they say that they are Jews, but are not, but of the synagogue of Satan. Or one of them says, or who are of the synagogue of Satan, but do lie, who say that they are Jews, but are not. So once the synagogue of Satan's before it, the other time synagogue of Satan is after it, but it both says that they lie, that they're the synagogue of Satan. Revelation 2:9, Revelation 3:9. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which is now spiritually Sodom and Egypt, where our Lord was crucified. So that land over there is already Sodom and Egypt. It's got an Egyptian pyramid on top of the Israeli Supreme Court. So you already know. I'm not making this up. So in Sodom, it's as liberal as San Francisco over there in Tel Aviv. And Benjamin Netanyahu bragged about it at the 2016 UN conference speech that he made. And I've showed that in my Trump Antichrist video series, I believe. No, I think it was the Israel trick video. So when you get to this whole chapter is talking about how the nation of Israel, the bloodline Jews, there's a remnant of bloodline Jews that are not over there as political Zionists. They hate that as much as we do. They aren't falling for it, but they are staying true to their Judaism. They're not of Jesus Christ yet. They will wake up after the very last Gentile has come to the truth. And so you got to see this. All are known as God's elect. All of the church is known as the elect, whether they're bloodline Jews or just grafted in Jews who are Gentiles. Either way, we're all chosen. Matthew 24:24. So there shall arise false Christ and false prophets. And you have the false Christ, the Antichrist, and the false prophet in particular in Revelation 13. And shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Once this goes down, which is 2 Thessalonians, once the abomination that causes desolation takes place, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, I guess we can, right before that, Matthew 24:15, when ye see therefore the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, whoever readeth, let him understand. And here is Daniel the prophet, we shall confirm a covenant for 1 week, and in the midst of the covenant ye shall see the cause of sacrifice and oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of abomination shall make it desolate. So when that is going on, through all the, supernatural lying signs and wonders, like making fire flash down from heaven to the earth, when all of that's going down, that's if at that point, the the remnant Jews of the Jewish lineage, bloodlines, are going to wake up, because the last of the Gentiles will have already come into the truth. Maybe it'll all start taking place, boom, 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 simultaneously during this abomination that causes desolation. The last, like many of the church, will just wake up. And as soon as they wake up, that's the last Gentile, boom. Now the Jews go, boom, they see it. And God puts it in their heart not to be tricked, not to be fooled. Because God is going to send everybody else a strong delusion. That's it. Once that strong delusion takes place, that's it. You're either tricked and fooled and are ready to take the mark, or you're not. There's no question either way. There's no question either way. So anyway, this is short, and that's all. Love y'all. Thank you.